back to Scott's Car Stuff. What I've done following treatment with the fur tan is I've, with a wet rag, wiped out the whole base of the tray. What you can see now that I've cleaned off the last of the dirt is the rust. I'll have a bit of a closer look, and then my plan is to start cutting some pieces out. So this here is pretty solid, just a dent, the paint's come off. The converter has converted it really well, whereas something like this here, there is a hole, still pretty solid, but there is a hole there. I'm unsure, you know, a little hole like that, whether I'll try and weld it, fill it with the filler rod. I probably won't be successful given that the edges of the hole are really thin. Down the back there are some holes there that I'm going to have to cut out and patch, obviously that section across the bottom there. Let's have a look. Here's one of those holes I was talking about, quite easy to see. See here, tiny little hole there, but pretty thin there. So my concern is if I were to try and fill it with weld, it would probably just blow out, make it worse. Here, I'll have to cut a piece, bend up a new piece, weld it in there. Big hole there, back of the tray. Enormous fingers. Pretty well through. Oh, it's solid there. The corner's full of dirt, it's very difficult to see that. The other corner, again, it's pretty well full of dirt. That inspection panel has lost the bottom corner. I think I'll just make another inspection panel like I did in the tailgate, with my plan being to put some kind of bed liner in there, off the shelf style one. So I'm going to get to work. I think I'll cut out some little ones first, and then start work on the big job down the back there. Of course, remember to wear glasses and gloves when using power tools. Let's give it a go. Looking at it over here next, what I can see, and I imagine, is that there's a support running across the tray there. Heavy stuff has dented it down here, but not here where that is, and that's one of the reasons there's some rust there. can see the difficulty using a 4-inch cut-off wheel is that you end up with a lot of this over-cutting. So again, I'm going to have to fill that up when I weld in the patch. What I do plan to do is to prime all the edges so that they don't rust, prime the back as well. So there is a support that goes across here, or rather there was. There's a bit of dirt under there obviously, which I'll have to clean out, tidy it all up. That's the bottom of that panel there, this one. I think I'll replace. Alright, good progress. Still going on cleaning up the back of the tray. What I'm on right at this moment is scraping out in the corner. You see in that far corner there, scraped out there, still looks pretty solid in that corner. I'll clean it up with the sander. I'm scraping off the silicone that is on the back there where they had the sheet of tin there. And what I'm using is, I use these pieces of acrylic, Perspex, that's a brand name. But what I do, and a bit of a tip for you, so I don't scratch the paintwork, and that's not so important in this case, but sanding the silicone off, as you're probably aware, silicone is not that easy. And so we make up these plastic scrapers, sharpen them with the disc sander against the direction. So hold it on the disc sander like that, with the sander moving towards it, makes this edge nice and sharp, and it means that all the burr forms on the back edge here. They don't stay sharp for long, but they do work cleaning the silicone off, and you don't scratch the paintwork. So if you do come across that, this type of plastic scraper is a good tool to use for that. You can see how the scraper works. The edge doesn't last long, that's still okay, but it's better than using your fingernail, and at times you can't use a metal scraper to do it, so that's why I use this type of scraper. I've scraped and chiselled out the seam sealer, so it looks like originally this piece of the wall here had a lip at the back. There was seam sealer there, the floor was welded in there, spot welded on there, and then the seam sealer went there against the lip. You can see the lip up here, and then the wall came down. It had a return on it, so at the bottom, spot welded onto there, and then seam sealer in the front here as well. The seam sealer, this stuff here, is there to stop water getting into the seam, but when the water did get in there, the water's obviously gotten trapped underneath it, and that's caused all the problems. So seam sealer in the corners there as well, which I've chiselled out using a screwdriver and a claw hammer. I've chiselled out a lot of the rusty bits of steel here. You can see here little bits and pieces that I've yet to completely get out. The plan is hit this with the flat wheel or the sanding disc on the angle grinder and clean this up. The plan I think here is I'll make this piece up, go right back into there, and then have another piece come over in the corner and weld that down there. In the corners themselves, in that corner, there's this corner over here, there's a hole in the floor due to the seam sealer, and it looks like I'll have to make a clever little corner piece up there, weld that in. This one, uncertain. I might do the same there. I don't think I'll try and do this whole in one piece. I might, but I think I'll fix this patch as a single patch. Actually, I might go along that part there so that the floor part is complete. Well, we'll see when I sand it all down, and fix these small patches that I've got here individually. We'll go from there. I'm going to keep going with the angle grinder now with the sanding disc on it, and I'll clean that up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.